out loud. Well, some of the country's most sought-after stand-up comedians are ready to bring their craft to a bigger stage. The Kool Pals is one of the top comedy podcasts that's signed by Spotify as an exclusive show. It's hosted by comedians GB Labrador, James Caraan, Nonong Ballinan, Muman, Reyes, and Rems. Now, the five of them are set to perform at the theater at Solaire on May 13. That's on Saturday for their 4th anniversary show. Some of the Kool Pals are with us right now here in the studio. We have GB, Muman, and James. Well, we left you out, bro. But ganun?
Si Muman, hindi naman po talaga kasali yan.
Siya lang kasi may kotse sa amin eh. So,
ayun, kaya sinama. Welcome, gentlemen. Welcome. It's a pleasure to have you. Now, this upcoming show is a celebration of 4 years of live stand-up sketch and podcast recordings. What exactly can we expect from the show?
James,
Well, Paolo, as I was saying...
Okay. Umpisahan mo na.
Before I was cut off. No, just joking. Yung, pwede ba Tagalog, no?
Pwede. May fine.
May fine! Okay, GB, take it away.
sige, James.
Hindi,
Magkano yung fine?
well...
Bariya-bariya lang po sa umaga. No? Pero balikan natin, James. I mean, you guys have been at this for a while now. Familiar faces in the stand-up scene. Familiar voices, perhaps, on the podcast scene. And now it's the 4th anniversary celebration. Medyo bago to. What can we expect from the show?
Meron kaming mga hindi namin ginagawa from our usual stand-up comedy shows.
Okay, dapat lang. Bago lang, diba? After all.
Aside from the bigger stage, which is Solaire, kung saan nag-perform yung mga sikat sila Jokoy, Dave Chappelle, and now the Kool Pals.
Yeah.
I
know, the standard of comedy sort of dropping. Dave Chappelle and Kool Pals.
Yung ticket price lang. Yun
okay.
Pero yung comedy level, medyo
up.
Because it's Solaire, so
yes,
we really prepared for it. We have a live sketch,
cool,
which is something that we always do pag anniversary show. It's for the Kool Pals and comedy fans actually. So if you are a fan of comedy, the show is for you, not just for the podcast fans or stand-up fans. So that's one thing for everyone, the live sketch. And then we have stand-up comedy because we're also part of Comedy Manila.
Right.
So we promote observational stand-up. Mm-hmm. So we have the top comedians from Comedy Manila performing after the sketch. So we have like 9 stand-up comedians, including us, performing. And then the live podcast recording in our biggest stage yet. So, Solaire, no?
Well, let's talk about that. The big stage, medyo iba to. I mean, what's it like? I mean, stand-up is I don't know, I find it to be it works better in my opinion, in a more intimate room. You see the reaction, you see the connection that you have. Pero in a venue as big as this, medyo challenging yun, di ba?
Nagpa-practice na kami para sa susunod na election. Ibibenta namin yung dignidad namin para...
Huwag niyo kaming kalimutan, mga mayor, okay? But yeah, I mean, how do you like that aspect of performing to a much larger audience? How do you adjust your comedy and how do you make a connection to such a large room?
Well, actually, Paolo, as I was saying, for an intimate crowd, if you were able to make them laugh 100%,
if naman.
Or 99%. Let's leave a room for a germ. Pero if napapatawa mo yung 100% of the room, it will translate to 100% on a bigger stage. So, there will be no, siguro yung pacing lang namin with the stand-up set. Kasi sa bar, kailangan mabilisan yung pacing. And then sa bigger stage, kailangan hintayin mong matapos yung tawa because it's a bigger venue. Yung audience, kakalat pa yung tawa hanggang doon sa balcony stage. So, ina-anticipate na namin yan. So, hindi rin naman ito yung...
It's more of a pacing thing.
Hindi rin naman ito yung first time namin sa bigger stage. So, last year, Music Museum, nakapag-Music Museum namin, na-sold out namin in 5 days. So, ngayon, we're still not yet sold out.
There's still time.
But we still have 200 tickets left.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, 199, count me in.
Wow.
Yes.
Let's take a trip down memory lane. How did the Kool Pals start? Paano ba nabuo tong samahang ito? Well, we know Muman is there obviously because may kotse siya. We need somebody to drive the mystery wagon and drive you guys around. But I mean, how did you guys get together, and how does everybody has their own brand of comedy, their own flavor of comedy, pero somehow you guys come together and make it work.
Yeah. So we started because of the love for stand-up.
Yeah.
So we started doing stand-up, open mic 2000. I started 2008, sila James 2010. I think si Muman 2011. And because we shared the stage a lot, and then we did the comedy shows around Metro Manila and then outside. So yung road trips, we became really good friends. And then James thought of putting up a podcast dahil kami lang yung mga comedians na walang following. So we wanted to take the comedy to a different medium, which is podcast 2019. And then the friendship plus the comedy and then plus the community actually of when we started doing the podcast, we have a live audience all the time. So the listeners has always been a part of the show. So doing a live show in Solaire with an audience is really nothing new to us. So yun, I think yun yung ano natin eh.
And actually, yung mga conversation sa podcast, nangyayari na siya dati pa eh. Diyan kami nakakabuo ng mga material, ng mga jokes.
I wanted to ask you guys that. I mean, everybody has, like I said, you're not, hindi naman kayo comedy group to begin with.
Yes.
You were all stand-up acts on your own, and everybody has their own, like I said, their own shtick, their own take on what their brand of funny is. So paano nyo na-decide what is going to be tackled on the podcast when you have so many chefs in the kitchen, so to speak?
Sa amin, ang ginagawa namin, isa lang yung mag-dictate ng topic. Ano yung pag-uusapan natin for this day, for this episode.
Okay. Do you take turns or paano ba yun?
Hindi na. Si GB lang yung nagde-decide. Kung ano yung...
Boss, amo.
Yes. Pinakamatanda kasi, mahilig manood ng news. Ganyan.
Okay.
Very much the current
Ako yung
events.
nag-utos sa kanya. Pero yung isa lang yung nagde-decide para wala nang masyado pang maraming brainstorming. And then kapag inano na yung topic, anything goes na within the podcast.
Really quickly, do you prefer doing the podcast? Do you prefer stand-up? Is there one aspect that's or one type of comedy that's better than the other?
Originally talaga stand-up talaga yung first love namin. But podcast has helped build stand-up to a much bigger stage here in the Philippines. Actually, during the pandemic, because of the podcast, a lot of people learned about stand-up. So after the lockdown, people started watching live stand-up comedy. So we owe a lot to podcasting.
Right.
Because it's giving us more people to enjoy stand-up comedy. So ang hirap mamili eh. But
It's getting nagiging relatable yung stand-up kasi when you first hear stand-up comedy here in the Philippines, it's more of a vice ganda type of stand-up. But nung nagsimula yung pandemic and then dumami yung listeners ng podcast, naging open.
There's a lot more different kinds of stand-up.
Yes, parang okay, relatable pala tong stand-up comedy for Pinoy. So hindi siya limited lang sa mga US humor. So pwede palang i-translate yung US humor to Pinoy
so
culture.
nag-tripled. The number of Filipinos that wants to try comedy has tripled. We just recently did the open mic competition. 36 stand-up comedians competed. So, meron ng mga babae na comedians. Before dati kasi puro lalaki kami. And they thought it was an all-male group stand-up. But now we have female comedians. We have Abante Babae, the all-female lineup with Comedy Manila. And they have the LGBT comedians also, all doing observational comedy. So, it's really something. And we owe it to podcasting also.
Awesome stuff. Well, Muman, you have two jobs today. It was to drive these gentlemen and also to invite everybody to catch the show. Go ahead, Muman, invite everybody to the show.
Well, sana manood kayo ng show namin sa Solaire. Tickets are available at Ticket World.
Yes.
Ticketworld.com.ph.
And thank you for having us. Kasi usually sa Tulfo nyo lang kami mapapanood.
Hindi para mag-promote.
Abangan nyo sila sa mga police blotter. You will find their faces plastered on there. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. It's my real pleasure. Thank you for joining us here on New Day.
Thank you, Paolo, as I was saying.
To sum it up.